Okay, let's be honest. If you feel like the world of AI is just this constant storm of buzzwords, you're definitely not alone. It feels like every single day there's a new term to learn, a new concept you're supposed to just get. And it's genuinely confusing. You hear terms like generative, agentic, deep learning. Are these all totally different things, or are they just, pieces of the same puzzle? Well, today we are going to clear all of that up. We're going to give you a super simple but really powerful framework to make sense of it all.
And we're not just making this up. We're building our entire map using clear, solid definitions from an expert at Stanford University, so you know this foundation is the real deal. So, let's get started.
To start, we got to look at the biggest picture possible. I want you to think of this like a set of those Russian nesting dolls. We're starting with the largest outermost doll. And that outermost doll, that's artificial intelligence, AI. It really is the big umbrella term. At its very core, all it means is the simulated intelligence of a machine. That's it. Everything else we're going to talk about today, it all fits under this one giant category. So here it is. This is our map for today. You can think of it like a family tree. Right at the very top, you've got artificial intelligence. That's the parent category. And then nested right inside are these key concepts like machine learning and deep learning. We're going to unpack this whole thing one branch at a time. So let's crack open that first nesting doll. Inside, we find a term I guarantee you've heard a million times: machine learning. This is where AI starts to get really, really powerful. Okay, so the crucial point here is that machine learning is a type of AI. The big difference is, instead of a programmer sitting down and writing thousands of rigid, specific rules, the machine learns for itself by finding patterns in massive, and I mean massive, amounts of data. It's all about learning, not just following orders. And this is where the difference becomes crystal clear. Think about an older, rule-based AI. It's basically just a simple keyword spotter. You ask Siri for the weather, and yeah, it works because it's programmed for that word. But if you say it in a slightly weird way, it might just completely fail. Now, a machine learning system, that's totally different. It's seen millions of real conversations. It's learned that howdy means hello without anyone ever explicitly programming that rule. It just figured it out from context. And that's what makes it so much more robust, so much more flexible. Next up, we have the type of AI that has absolutely exploded into the public consciousness. Honestly, it's probably the reason you're even watching this right now: generative AI. The key word here, the only word you need to remember, is generates. This is the kind of AI that doesn't just analyze or classify, it creates. It actually produces brand new, novel text, images, or sounds that did not exist a second ago. Think ChatGPT, think DALL-E. So how in the world does it do this? Well, it's all about probability. If you give a model the phrase, the cat in the, it instantly calculates that the word hat is, let's say, 90% likely to come next. So 9 times out of 10, it'll pick hat. But that one other time, it might just pick a less likely but still possible word, like bathtub. And right there, that's the spark of creativity. It's not magic. It's the model taking a calculated risk, sampling from this huge universe of possibilities to create something totally new. Now, this is a really important distinction to make. Not all AI is generative. Think about your Instagram feed or your news feed. It's using AI for sure, but it's using it to rank posts that already exist. It's deciding what to show you first. That's a decision-making AI, not a creative one. It's sorting, not generating from scratch. So we've got AI that learns and AI that creates. But what about AI that actually does things? That takes us to our next big category: Agentic AI. The best way to think about Agentic AI is that it has side effects. It's not just sitting in the background processing information, it is actively taking actions that affect the world around it, whether that's the digital world on your screen or the physical world we live in. So when Siri actually goes and searches the web for you or sends a text to your friend, it's taken an action. That's agentic. Same thing goes for an AI that can control your computer mouse to finish a task for you. And of course, in the physical world, an autonomous car slamming on the brakes for a pedestrian is a perfect and pretty critical example of an AI agent at work. All right, we're now getting to the very core of our Russian nesting doll, the smallest, innermost layer that is the engine behind so much of modern AI. And that is deep learning. Now, deep learning is a specific, very, very powerful type of machine learning. It gets its name from using these deep neural networks. which are basically just complex mathematical structures with many, many layers that are loosely inspired by the way neurons are connected in a human brain. These neural nets are what allow AI to tackle incredibly complex problems, everything from understanding language to identifying a cat in a picture.
And here it is, the full stack, our complete nesting doll all laid out. A model like ChatGPT uses deep learning techniques, and deep learning is just a form of machine learning. And machine learning, as we know, is a form of AI. See how it all just fits together, one inside the other?
All right, let's bring it all home and make this super concrete with one powerful example, an autonomous car. Is it AI? Yep, of course. It's a machine simulating a driver's intelligence. Is it machine learning? For sure. It learned how to drive from processing massive amounts of driving data. Is it deep learning? You bet. It uses those neural networks to identify pedestrians and stop signs. Is it agentic? Absolutely. It physically stops the car, it turns the wheel, it hits the brakes. But is it generative? Nope. It's classifying what it sees on the road. It is not creating a brand new novel image of the road. So in this one example, this car, we can see how all these concepts we've just talked about fit together and where they don't. And there you have it. By understanding this map, this hierarchy, you now have the key. You can follow pretty much any conversation about AI because you know how all the different pieces fit together. You finally know the difference between the big umbrella and everything that's held right underneath it. Which really just leaves us with one final thought. We've mapped out the what and the how of AI today. But the biggest question still remains. With all these incredibly powerful tools that can learn and create and act, where do you think this map is going to lead us tomorrow?